Good afternoon, Colonel Blower. Thank you for joining us. Now, you've just come quite freshly off of the stage from one of the debates going on earlier, and you were telling everyone about the new CIS project that you're working on.
That's right, yes. I work on the Ltc program, which is the Land Environment Tactical CIS program. We're looking at replacing or upgrading all the tactical CIS that we have in the land environment in the UK. So that's all the radios the soldiers carry, the radios that you have in the tanks and the armoured vehicles and that sort of stuff.
So what kind of improvements, where are we now and where are you looking to get by the end of the project?
The current system is quite an old one now. Bowman is a good system, it does what we asked it to do, but our understanding of what we want has moved on, and the CIS world moves very rapidly. So even if you went and rebought exactly the same stuff again now, some years later, you'd end up with something that was smaller and faster and whatever. So that's what we're looking at. There's some obsolescence issues that we need to deal with. But because of the new equipment though, and the rapid pace of change in the CIS world, what we're looking at doing is doing something different. So if you spend your money more wisely, you can get more capability for your money. And we're also looking at perhaps procuring it in a different way to maybe make best use of the rapid development. So not buy something and keep it on the shelf for 15, 20 years when the pace of change has moved on from that. So try and do things a bit differently.
So what kind of functionalities are you looking to get out of the equipment that perhaps you don't have at this point in time?
Well, by and large, a lot of the functionality is the same as we've got at the moment. Voice and data is what we do at the moment, but you can improve it. You can perhaps do the voice over a greater distance. You can make the devices lighter and easy to carry. Easy to use is one of our key requirements. Whatever we purchase in the future needs to be much easier to use, which reduces the training burden. So there is a certain amount of that. We also need to make sure that we've learnt the lessons that we've picked up from Afghanistan, make sure that we put the extra capabilities in there that we provide. For example, chat is a good one, which has gained primacy there. We need to make sure the future system can do that as well.
So where are we then right now in the project timeline?
We just passed through initial gate, and we've just entered our assessment phase. So we've been given approval to go and spend some money to go and look at the big questions that exist in this sort of environment, look at the different procurement approaches that are available, so that we can really work out our best way to spend the money and get the best value out of the funding we've been allocated.
So very much the research level at this point?
Yes, I think so. That's probably fair. We've got, I mean, it's not to say we're starting from scratch. We've got a good idea of what we want now. Probably 80% of the requirements we're pretty good on. It's that sort of 20% part that we need to go and do some research and experiment on and make the right decisions to allow us to add other things in the future and take some of the modern design techniques on. Open architecture, open standards springs to mind. That's the way that civilian comms world has gone. So we need to make sure we take the best parts of that whilst recognising that our environment is perhaps slightly different. And then put it all together into a system that's going to give us the best value for money.
Well, this was what I was going to ask. People keep talking about smartphones and they keep talking about consumer technology coming into the military world. From your point of view, how much of that is realistically feasible?
I think it's very realistic, actually, for two reasons. You can use the device as a display device. Tablets and some of your smartphones are very good display devices. If you want to use them as a communication device, in certain circumstances that works very well. If you imagine in a small area, in a fob where you've got a mast, you could get a lot of bandwidth, a lot of connectivity out of that. What we need to study there is how that technology fits in with the rest of our network. So not just buy it because it's good for a little part of the network, but to look at the whole thing together and say, when you look at it all, it makes sense. So, I mean, there's lots of research that's happening on it. It's very exciting to say that's moving very fast. So we need to make sure that works. But it's not just the device, it's the power, the battery technology that's come from it, and all that sort of side as well. So it's very good stuff, all of which we're going to hopefully use in our program. And
when do you think that final deployment is likely to take place, or do you not know yet?
We don't know at the moment. As I say, we're right at the front of the program now, and we've got assessment. We've got some planning timelines that we've got in, because you have to have those when you go through your gates. But the definition and exactly when stuff will be delivered depends on very much what sort of procurement approach we take. If it's an evolve the current system procurement approach, maybe we can bring things in quicker. If we decided that actually the best thing to do would be to sort of put that away and start again with a whole fresh new system, that might take a bit longer. I don't know at the moment. As I say, we've just gone through the first gate.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for talking with us and explaining some of that detail. Really, really interesting stuff. And of course, best of luck with the program.
Thank you very much.